I'm going to read something for you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause so I'm comfortable. So many years ago when I was starting out doing stand-up, I wrote Bill Gates a letter asking him if he would pay my rent from now on. And then after I wrote it, I kind of realized that I should just write every billionaire a letter asking them if they'll pay my rent from now on. So this was the first letter I wrote. I wrote this one to Bill Gates, but then after that, I just wrote a sort of general letter, mass email. I'll just read it. All right. Dear Mr. Gates, I was wondering if it would be within your means to pay my rent from now on. Based on what I have read financially, you are in a position to do this. I am an aspiring writer and comedian, and my financial situation is, in a word, ludicrous. My rent generally goes unpaid, and I seldom eat food. The patronage system of 17th and 18th century Europe has all but vanished, leaving young artists to fend for themselves. As I'm sure you're aware, most of the classical masters, from Da Vinci to Beethoven, were supported by wealthy patrons. Not to put myself in their class, of course, but then again, who knows? Maybe if I spent more time writing and less time ducking my landlord, I could get to work on a masterpiece of my own. I cannot claim to be familiar with the industry in which you have found such monumental success. From what I gather, you are something of an inventor, a man skilled with devices and gadgets. Yours is a noble calling. I, on the other hand, am not an overly mechanical man. I am profoundly confused by magnets. Any concept more complex than magnetism pushes me to the brink of seizures. My skills lie elsewhere, on the page. But are we not both creators? What is the occasion for man if not to lift up his brothers and sisters to fulfill their creative potential? My rent is $7.75 a month. That doesn't include utilities, but my father already said that if I get you to pay my rent, he'll take care of the utilities, so you needn't be concerned with that. Although my father is in advancing years, so if anything unfortunate were to happen to him, I'm afraid I would need you to send an additional $125 for the gas bill on my phone. But we will, as they say, cross that bridge as we get to it. I hope I haven't monopolized too much of your time in the way you are rumored to have monopolized much of the gadget industry. I hope to hear from you in the form of well wishes and checks. Sincerely, James Patterson. So like I said, I wrote that, and then I just sent out, I think, like 40 of them, and I never thought about them again. And a month later, I got an email from the office of, I'll change the name, like Pete Smith. He's an oil billionaire in Texas. And it wasn't from him, but it was from like his administrative assistant. So this is the email that I got in response. Dear Mr. Patterson, from the tone of your letter, it's difficult to tell whether your request is sincere or an attempted joke. Mr. Smith has many charitable organizations he works closely with. And here she included a lot of information about UNICEF. These organizations help people who are in actual need. Please refrain from contacting this office again, as your letters will not be taken seriously. Sincerely, Maureen Reynolds. So I just immediately wrote another letter. Dear Miss Reynolds, while I was not thrilled with the tone of your letter, I do appreciate you getting back to me. None of the other billionaires did. But regarding your implication that I am not in actual need, I must protest. I am in very bad shape. East Africa famine bad shape? if I may, a bit worse. If you think about it, the East Africans are used to it. It's never been any good over there. My pressures are different and could actually be solved by financial assistance. Mr. Smith could send every penny he's ever made to East Africa, and it would continue to be a terrible place to be. Please, Miss Reynolds, with respect to his paying my rent from now on, I beg you, ask him again. All right, so, back over there.